This is my take on keeping up with the Joneses. Wearing the Jade Monster today, this watch definitely migrates to my wrist on Saturdays. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, back in the basement again. It's about 100 heat index today in Tennessee. Far too warm on the patio for me to sit out there. Honestly, I hope this to be the future home of trying to do something a little more formalized. The cool thing is the router's right upstairs, so I usually get a pretty good connection here. But the first thing I wanted to do is give a little background on the phrase keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, so the meaning of the phrase is maintaining an appearance of affluence and wealth for the benefit of others. Maintaining an appearance of affluence and wealth for the benefit of others. The origin is Jones is an extremely common surname in the United States, and this phrase is meant to be a generic term for the neighbors. The phrase makes much more sense when you say keeping up with the neighbors. It is a common practice in suburbia for neighbors to be fiercely competitive and to continually try to have the nicest house, lawn, etc. in the neighborhood. Keeping Up with the Joneses was the name of a comic strip that ran across the United States from 1913 to 1931. Author Arthur Momad based it on his experience as a newly married young man making $125 a week in New York City. He originally wanted to name the strip Keeping Up with the Smiths, but changed it to the Joneses because it seemed more euphonious, sounded better. Okay, so now I put that into a little context. So why this with watch hobby? So first off, don't do it. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. It'll end in pain and suffering. You will go crazy. There are people in this hobby that have different means, different reasons they're in the hobby. You really just need to find your own way. You have to have your own journey. You have to be on that path that's right for you, that makes you comfortable from the perspective of how much you spend, how many watches you have. I have a couple examples. I thought of three people that have channels, podcasts that I wanted to mention that I have no intention of keeping up with. No particular order. The first one is my buddy Clayton, who just started the Watchdog podcast. This guy is a massive flipper. He's gone through more watches since I've known him for the last 7 months or so. Flipping at an insane pace. He's got a couple killer incoming ones right now. No intention of trying to keep up. That's just not my style. But it works for him, especially with the podcast and stuff. So more power to him. That's his journey again. Other one that I'm going to mention is my buddy Josh, who just started a great YouTube channel, Horology Insanity. Name says it all. This man has a ton of watches, loves talking about watches. Josh, you win, buddy. I'm not trying to try to catch you whatsoever. And last but certainly not least is my friend Random Rob. He has to have watches coming in and out for content. But do I, myself, going to try to keep up with that pace? By his own volition, he talks about the fact that this is fantasy land. Like, nobody else has that kind of stuff coming in. I mean, he's buried in watches. If you all watch his Monday night live, sometimes when he unboxes, there's nothing, piles of watches on his calendar too as well. So again, shout out to those three channels. I'm going to link them in the description down below. I think really my thought process with this is just a cautionary tale. I think there are some that maybe chase that as a status symbol, watches per se. But the communities that I attract to and that I enjoy are folks that of different means, of different strategies for buying. But the one thing that they all have, and the people that I connect with in this hobby, are the enthusiast. And that's at any price range, guys. Like, you can be a true enthusiast. You don't have to worry about keeping up with anybody. Buy what makes you happy. Stay within your means. And I think you're going to enjoy this hobby. And as I've said a bunch of times before, plug into a great community. Quick plug for my buddy Rob again. His Patreon slots are coming to an end. He's only going to have 100. I think you would be remiss if you don't get in on that. Again, great community. And again, guys, as always, stay positive, make friends, and enjoy the journey. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.